All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm your host, Sam Capizzi, here at CryptoSomniac.com, here to bring you everything cryptocurrency related, where the markets never sleep and neither do we. Today is February 27th, 2018. Today's Tuesday. We got a lot going on, and today I'm going to talk briefly about three coins that I all think are, for one, pretty solid. Price predictions, and we're going to go over some charts. We'll try to answer as many questions as possible. But first things first, why don't I just cover, while we're at it, facebook.com/cryptosomniac. Do not forget, our first official meetup ever is going to take place on Friday at Angel City Brewery in Los Angeles. So if you want to get ahead of the curve and you want to join us, you can see the more details about it at facebook.com/cryptosomniac. We pinned the event. We'll be there for about 3 hours from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. You guys will get a chance to meet a couple of guys on our team, as well as other like-minded individuals. I think we had a good turnout, actually. There is basically, we posted the event on meeting.com, and I think we got like 30 people to respond over there as well. A couple of our personal friends, you guys on the channel as well, a whole bunch of people actually. So very surprised to see the good turnout. So awesome to have everybody show up. So what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the markets. We'll chart what's going on, rocking the tea, Uncle Sam. So I actually, before this stream, I was wondering, like, do I want to wear something more professional looking? And I said, screw it. This is a shirt I bought in Thailand, nothing fancy. I just want to, rock what's comfortable. Whatever. Screw the haters. You should live stream the meetup. In fact, we may stream some of it. I think we'll at least get on our cell phones and maybe like do one of those selfies where you get, walk around and talk to everyone and just get a little glimpse. I feel like if we, live streaming the whole thing might not look good from, a little camera pod thing in a whatchamacallit, in a, what's the place called? In a brewery. So also, for those of you, what we're working on right now, we're working on a couple things on the website. We're working on getting an RSI indicator added so you can sort all the cryptocurrencies by RSI, low to high, which I think is a pretty cool feature that we're working on right now. We are working on getting a graphical representation of your portfolio tracker. We are making some upgrades to the mobile version, and then we are working on some news articles and news pieces and adding news writers to our team. But today the markets are rebounding. I think we're still kind of chilling. And I guess kind of the biggest gainer of the day is Neblio. So why don't we start with Neblio and get out a chart. And I'd love to, tell you a little bit about Neblio and why I'm holding some, because to be honest, I think it's a great project. I actually bought a little bit high, made a mistake. This is something that you live and you learn, and even as a trader myself who's gotten into the game for a while, I still make some of these mistakes, and I think I got into Neblio a little bit too high. I will tell you exactly where I stand in a moment. And let's pull it up on the daily. Wow, look at that nice green candle. That looks beautiful. But we are looking not too bad. But anyway, Neblio shot up several weeks ago after launching, and I don't remember where I bought. Somewhere maybe in this region here. I got excited, and I think I didn't follow my golden rule. Normally I tell you guys never buy anything that looks green or is parabolic, and I think I got excited somewhere in here, and I don't know. For me, though, it's a long-term hold. So what's going on, Element? Hi from the Bahamas. We are actually trying to open up our cryptocurrency over there, so maybe we'll be there to check things out. But anyway, I pulled the trigger on the gun here, and lesson learned, don't ever get into anything too preemptively. However, Neblio is a very strong cryptocurrency, and if we check out their website, I can tell you a little bit more about what they are. They're another platform very similar to the likes of Ethereum, Neo, EOS, all that good stuff, and a secure distributed platform for enterprise applications and services running on the blockchain network. So they are business ready, which is the biggest thing I've liked about them. Business value, sort of like Ethereum is, where they are. The chat is in the way. Let me get rid of that chat. I think he's, especially for the graph. Let me get rid of that for you. Hold on one sec. All right, the chat is gotten rid of. But enterprise ready, which is something I really like. Anyway, it's been out for some time, consolidated, and now we really took off yesterday. And let me show you and go over some of the indicators here, if I can get rid of this. Oh, I don't have my pre-chart loaded. Give me one sec. So I have a number of things and indicators that I normally like to look at. And if you're new to this, I might be going a little bit fast, but I have this graph kind of saved here where it is a bunch of indicators stacked on top of each other. I'm looking kind of at the long-term outset of stuff, and you see I have a few indicators that I most commonly work with. And this will be something that actually you guys will probably love, but these are 4 or 5 indicators I most commonly use. There's a lot of other indicators you can use that are, you know, have very specific use cases for them and don't always apply, but I like to use the RSI, the squeeze momentum, the wave trend, the MACD, and I really love Fibonacci retracements. And that, you know, you don't need to overcomplicate things. I think the most common thing I like to look at is the MACD, especially on the well, I guess I was going to say on the daily, but you can look at it at whatever time interval you want to look at it. But I love to look at RSI, and I love to look at the MACD. And if you're someone like me, I look at it from a long-term mindset. You know, I'm someone who invests with the plan to hodl, and I have been having even less and less time to trade, to be honest. And that does, you know, it doesn't affect things as far as what I invest in, but it does affect, you know, how much opportunity I am given to trade things. So I'm very someone who looks on the daily, on the 4-hour, on the 6-hour, these longer term intervals, and looking at it, obviously you can see it's super green, but you know, again, it's a long term investment for me. That's sort of been my mentality lately. I've definitely used to trade a lot more, but I think that Neblio is a fantastic coin, and like I said, if I pull it back out to the daily, I jumped in a little bit early, or a little bit preemptively, I would call it. Why can't I see the? There we go. Looks a little bit loud. Let me go into a 4-hour, 6-hour interval so I can see the chart. Why does it zoom in? I hate when the charts snap like that and you can't see them the way that you want to see them. But I got in somewhere up here. I think I'm actually down money, and that's okay. That's okay. This is a lesson learned that I think everyone can take into consideration. For example, today, you know, Neblio is up 30%. I just make a conscious decision, no matter what I like about the coin or don't like about it, or what the fundamentals say. Never chase anything that is green. Never do it. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin. It usually always comes back down to reality. And looking at some of these indicators on the smaller time intervals, you can see that, for example, going on the 2-hour, the MACD, the RSI is very, very high. It is hitting a bit of resistance in this area. You can sort of see it visually. I hate that this graph is snapping in all kinds of random places. But you can see we're hitting a bit of resistance. But the MACD does look good. It's wide open after that big green candle. If we take a look at the 1-hour, the MACD really wide open. Looks like there could still be more room. However, you never want to chase anything. You know, if I were to someone holding Neblio, you know, and I was looking to short-term trade it, you know, it might have a little bit more room to grow, but I wouldn't bank on that if you're someone new looking to buy Neblio. Just use this as sort of a lesson. It's a lesson that I've learned the hard way. Never chase anything that looks parabolic or green. So despite Neblio being, you know, fantastic, super high project that you may or may not like, just tame yourself and know that there's always other opportunities. That being said, I think Neblio is a great project. They have only 13.6 million coins, which from an investor standpoint is attractive. And Crypto Oreo OMG. I just want to comment, sold off half my OMG today for some Poly and ETH. We like Poly as well, actually. We have a report. And while you bring up Poly on that subject, head over to our website. And what I thought is, We actually just released a report for the people in the Cryptosomniac Advantage on Poly today, and I thought it would be really beneficial to just let everyone know. What's the effect on Poly with Goldman Circle purchase of Poloniex? Yeah, so well, I'll talk about that in just a moment. But anyone who's looking to get the report on Polymath, we'll send it out to you guys for free. I think probably tomorrow evening or the day after. Just sign up for the newsletter on our website, and we'll talk more about Polymath because it is actually a cryptocurrency we like. You'll get the detailed report that we made about it for free. It came out to the Moon Lounge and Advantage members already, but we'll give it to you because I think it's important for you guys to know. We've actually spent a lot of time at the conferences the past few weeks, and we're going to a lot, and we talked to a lot of people. We had follow-up meetings with lawyers and talking to our lawyers about starting our own ICO. And while we are not certain whether it will be a utility token or a security token, we are leaning towards being a security as the more and more people we've talked to. It seems like there is this kind of this pressure that or regulation kind of hanging over a lot of people, and a lot of people are being scared of whether or not they're a utility versus a security. And somebody asks, what exactly is Polymath? Polymath actually helps and assists people. It's kind of like an exchange, not an exchange, but it's let me go to their website and I'll tell you a little bit more. Our staff just recently wrote a report on Polymath. They have to do with security tokens, and I think security tokens are going to be instrumental going forward, and I don't think there's a lot. We're working with a couple that are just recently claiming to be like the first security of their industry, the first security token. They're a securities token or a securities token platform, and we are seeing, I think, or will see a ton of cryptocurrencies move in this direction. And maybe I should have just talked about this coin tonight. I don't want to get off in a tangent. We'll probably make a separate video for this because I think Polymath could be very instrumental, like I said, in a lot of these cryptocurrencies that are borderline securities or utility tokens. And we're seeing a lot of people kind of, what's the right word, scare you into thinking that you should be a utility. I'm sorry, a security versus a utility. And they are... I think the game is going to change. In fact, did anyone see the news about Ian Bellina no longer advising projects? Does anybody know who Ian Bellina is? He actually said that he is no longer being an advisor to projects per his lawyer's advisement, stating that it's too risky because of utility, security tokens, regulation, and he's scared. So, and I thought that was interesting because he's a well-spoken character involved with a lot of ICOs, advising them, etc. So even he is a little bit concerned that we're seeing all kinds of different regulations and pieces, legislation coming out in regards to that. So definitely worth a look at, and we should probably talk about it in a separate video because I think there's a lot of things to talk about. Ian Shalina, yeah. I guess you could say that. Polymath outsources everything. So that's a good point. We see a lot of projects outsource a lot of things. You'd be very surprised by the number of projects in this space that outsource things to other people. When you see a whole team on a website, it's hilarious to see how many of those people actually are part of the actual team versus either contracted out as silly advisor or you name it. Like, we've been offered to be on dozens of websites for projects, and we barely have done anything for the project at all. So it's kind of ridiculous. It doesn't surprise me that half of these, I'm telling you, it's a lot more, and it's probably even a lot more than I think, because, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know for sure, but a lot of cryptocurrencies are outsourcing their things. I think Centra actually outsourced virtually everything that they do on Upwork, which was kind of hilarious. Their developers, their team, everything. So you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Next coin I want to talk about, though, is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I think, is one of the best buys of the next month. And let's look at it on the charts, and we'll look at it on Bittrex since they have a lot of volume. And let's just take a look. We're hitting resistance again in that same area. And what are we seeing? We are seeing on the daily, looks like we just turned, we broke a little curve. A little curve, which is a good sign. You see that little, what do you call that? Inflection point. Right here is an inflection point showing us we might be headed back upwards. We are on the daily though. So let's go on the 4 hour to give us a better idea of what might be going on in the next few hours. The MACD here, and if I can delete this, this is what I see. I see this nice gap here. However, it does look like, well, it looks like we're curling back up. That's a good sign. On the 2 hour, we crossed. So on the 2 hour we crossed, and that's not good. So if anyone wants to get a little lesson right here, this is something I don't think I've went over for a while, and I will close out all the other indicators to show you just a little bit of something. Two things right here, actually. There's a lot of things on this chart actually that I want to show you right now. Sorry, just blanked out. So, all right, I want to open up the MACD and just show you a little tip that you can use to trade with. So let's add the MACD. And by the way, if you like this video, thumb it up, give it a heart, give it a tweet. What we're going to do is I want to show you the M's and W's and the MACD. So the M's and W's are just basically a formation that happens in the MACD time and time again that you can help use to trade off of. It's basically called market structure. And you can see, for example, a lot of M's and W's. I mean, not always, and nothing here is bulletproof. Like, I'm not saying this is a telltale sign of things, but you can sort of see lots of M's and lots of W's. And if we are to zoom out and overlay them as to what's going on with price, you will find that M's usually signify a bear trend is coming, and W's usually identify the beginning of an upward trend or a bull market. And right here, we can see that M right here. And then afterwards, you can even see it in the candles, that M right there. And then afterwards, boom, we head back down. And we have an M right here. I think we might be headed back down for Bitcoin in the short term. Might be a good time to flip trade it. But there's this end of this M here, and I suspect we'll come back down. As to where, we can get back to that in a moment. But I'd also want to just highlight some of these other examples of this in the past. So you can, just so I can show you. So here's a W. And afterwards, we kind of had that little run up. Here is a little bit of a W. It's not the best looking W. I'm sorry, M. And then it went down. And then we had well, let's just go back in time and look. Here's a nice W. A nice M. And we had that big candle drop there. You can see it. It was short-lived. We had one there. These are kind of all just riding. We have a nice W there and a really nice upward movement there. Let's go back further. Nothing sexy there, but you guys kind of are getting the gist of it. Here's a nice little M. I'm sorry, a W. I can't get my W's and M's right. And an upward movement a little bit. Here is a big M and a big drop off afterwards. So anyway, it's just the MACD. It's just the MACD market structure. It's the histogram. So it's a visual representation of these two lines, and they can help you tell a bunch of things about the markets. And it's telling me right now that I think Bitcoin's going to come back down. Bitcoin, I think, will come back down into, well, I'm not going to speculate as to where it will come back down, but the MACD is just one tool in your arsenal that you can use to help you chart. And you can use the market structure, the M's and the W's. You can use the crossings of the MACDs, these two red lines, to tell you something similar. M's and W's is just one tool. And in fact, I wouldn't suggest trading just off of one tool. In fact, there are many things we can use to help us chart, and it looks like I got rid of them all, but like RSI and the squeeze momentum. The best trades are ones where you can layer indicators that are telling you all the same things together. So the RSI saying sell, and the MACD saying sell, and the squeeze momentum saying sell. So if you can stack them up together, that is, the best scenario. But I just wanted to show you that while I noticed it, because we do have this nice big M, the MACD cross right above it, and looks like we might be headed back down. Someone says, WTF is a chick doing here? We want chicks in this, the people, the women. Women are the ones that make a lot of the financial decisions at home. And there are not a lot of women in the space. That's not, I think, the best approach or way of getting them in there or in here, saying, what WTF are you doing here? We want women in this space, right? There needs to be more people. And in fact, my sister may jump on board with us. I may bring her on board and hire her, actually, especially as we're looking to start and launch our own ICO. She does marketing. She is new for crypto, and new to crypto, rather. I got her into cryptocurrency late last year, though, for the first time. Got her some cryptos, and I actually am looking forward to actually bringing her on board, especially as there are not a lot of women. I think she's eager to learn, and she actually just broke up with her boyfriend of 6 years and currently lives in Germany. So I'm actually hoping that maybe she'll get on board. So it would be great to teach her and learn. I actually told her, and this is true for anybody right now. I think if anybody starts learning about crypto today, it doesn't matter if you don't know anything. Like, you could literally know nothing. If you start today, and maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're an accountant, maybe you are a developer, maybe you are a marketer, maybe you are a spokesperson, maybe you're a PR. I don't care what you are. If you start today from scratch, you actually will probably be seen as a pioneer in your field in just a short while, because there is not a lot of people in the space. If you plan to stay in the space for several years, 5-10 years, you could probably be a pioneer even if you started today and knew nothing about cryptocurrency. And we're just eager to learn. So I don't appreciate comments like that. So hit that thumbs up button if you're a woman, and let's support all the women on the channel, because, like I said, they make a lot of those financial decisions. There is a obvious channel that we have not been able to break out of, and when we do, I think Bitcoin is going to fly. I think when we get out of this, we have been stuck on this line for quite some time. We've been traveling against it, butting up against it, and we are Charlie Nugent. I feel like I've seen that guy a bunch of times. But we've been traveling up against this line, or butting up against it, a bunch of times recently. And I think the spring, I've said it many times here on the channel, I think the spring is going to be great for Bitcoin. It always is. I think it's going to do very, very well. Whoops. Hold on one sec. I think it's going to do very well, like it always does in the springtime. And there's a number of reasons. In fact, we've talked to a lot of people. I think a lot of the big money for Bitcoin is coming this spring, and especially in June. The third co-founder we have on our team brought a lot of insight to us, the third co-founder of our new ICO. And he's been talking to a lot of people with money and big banks and big firms and institutions, all whom kind of agree, or he agrees, or believes rather, that the big money for crypto is coming in June. And we have consensus in May, which is always kind of an exciting time for cryptocurrency. People are, we have the end of the Chinese New Year. We have this kind of new excitement in cryptocurrency, obviously, right now. There are Consensus, by the way, is the biggest blockchain event in all of cryptocurrency, which is held each year in May. It's in New York. We'll be there, by the way, if anyone's looking to attend, or if you are interested in attending and live near New York. I would definitely look to attend. It's like the biggest event. Last year, that was the biggest that was like kind of like the beginning of this really huge bull market that really got exciting and kind of stayed with us through most of the year. We had some ups and downs, but last May, let's just look at the chart and date back to where were we last year? This is 2017. Let's go back to, I need to go back to May, and let's go look at it on the daily because it's hard to go back that far without looking at it on the daily. Give it a second. Computer's kind of loading. Why is this not working? Let me refresh my screen. Sorry about that. I don't know why it's bugging out. Page unresponsive. All right. Well, let's open her back up in a new chart and let's see, what questions do we have? Let's look back at you guys. So, I join your live videos. Great info. Any plans on Anarchapalo next year? Jeff Berwick, thoughts on where he stands? Not sure, to be honest. Tika Tawari said big money is coming in April. I could believe that. I think April will be a good month. I also think June will be a good month. When is consensus? It will be the same time as the Puerto Crypto documentary release in NYC. It will be May 14th to May 16th. That is when consensus will be. On February 7th, you mentioned some lady's name and quoted her about big money coming in March. February 7th. I wish I could remember. Big lady. Maybe it's my mama. No, I'm just kidding. I don't, it doesn't ring a bell. Anyway, what else do I have for you guys? Next coin is Binance. Oh, Binance is a coin that I really want to talk about, especially because I've been looking to acquire more of it and I just haven't found the right time to do it. And let's take a look at her. She is down a bit from where she was. And the first thing I'm going to do is look at the fib retracement, see where we've gotten to. I'm actually quite surprised that we actually sunk and didn't. Wow, we had a flash crash there though. But we were approaching. Now we're floating above that green. I think we could still see some downward movement. I think we might still pick up our touchdown eventually into that 618 area eventually. I'm looking for a better opportunity to buy. Binance today is up high, and it's kind of why I wanted to talk about it, but I also want to just elaborate a little bit more on what I like so much about it. So Binance coin is obviously Binance's native token, and they are trading volume, 24-hour volume rankings by exchange. This was crazy. I did not know that Binance so rapidly took over the market as the #1 exchange, and I guess it trades with OKEX and Huobi, but it was up as #1 a few days ago when I was looking at it. So Binance is the most voluminous exchange in all of cryptocurrency. And of course, Jordan Brown says Binance coin has no real world. Oh, it has real world use. Sorry. So the Binance token, as far as I understand, it doesn't really have much use other than inside the Binance platform, but which is fine. I'm not knocking on it at all. In fact, I think it's a great buy. It makes a ton of sense from an investor standpoint and is actually one of the safest investments you can possibly make. It is actually I was surprised to find that the Binance token was literally the Binance exchange was the most liquid or voluminous exchange, however you want to put it, on the market, which was really mind blowing. They started out as kind of like this exchange that was adding all these tokens, and I was uncertain about it, but hey, it was very easy to register and so forth, and now they are at times the #1 exchange out there, and their token offers an incentivized value proposition, and it is going to do well as cryptocurrency continues to grow and new money flows in, especially as if regulation comes. And I quote me if I'm wrong. In fact, why don't we go to Bittrex? I think Bittrex still is not allowing new users to sign up on their platform. I'll try to find out right now, which is crazy. So log in. Let me check this. So Binance Coin gives you incentivized fees or discounted fees for using their code. We are currently only accepting new account requests from our corporate customers and select invitees. So yeah, they are still, it's crazy the number of support or the support that they're trying to add. And Binance, meanwhile, is apparently able to handle it. They have handled themselves very well. CZ is a very nice spokesperson, I suppose you could say, for the team. And it seems great. It seems like a great investment. It's not going anywhere. They're basically trying to, what was I going to say? They're going to continue to see more volume and liquid as we are able to, or as we see new money flow into the market. And their token is almost directly correlated to the volume. I've said this before. No, it is not, but it very closely is, because people, of course, are going to want to buy it and hold it for fees. I have a big fat stack of it just so I can get the discounted fees, which is nice too. On top of that, they have a token burn, and I think that it'll be a great opportunity for. I think it just makes sense, you know, they're literally taking money or using part of the transaction fees to buy back tokens off the open exchange and burn them. I think it's once every quarter. I forget how often it is exactly, but exactly. Streets Gold, Binance. This is what happens when the spokesperson talks to the community. It is. And it's great to see people and leaders and CEOs and company leaders talk to the community and be public about their project. And you guys may be seeing me do that a lot more as we start our own ICO. I may not be doing quite as many videos here on our YouTube channel. I will definitely be around parading and trying to talk about my coin and our ICO and our cryptocurrency, but we actually brought in another person that I think is going to help out and make appearances on the YouTube channel. So I think CZ is doing a great job and actually, you know, kind of parading around and marketing Binance. I think it's a very safe investment when you're talking about this. Now, same thing for Hubi token, which I think has gone under the radar. It has not been officially listed on CoinMarketCap yet. It has actually been a very nice little investment if anyone got in. It is very similar model where they get discounted fees, and we will basically see, I think, Hubi token enter the top 100 when we finally see what its market cap actually is. It's kind of got a question mark there, and we're not able to tell yet what it actually sits at, but I think it's going to do great. Very similar to Binance, especially as Hubi is right now listed as the third largest exchange in the world as far as volume goes. That's what I mean when I say large. But I also wanted to talk about a project we haven't talked about in a while, Snovio, which is a project I like, which, if you're looking at it, market cap is very low. This is one of those coins that has high potential, high risk, high reward. So it's only a $20 million market cap, and as high as where did it used to stand? Wow, really? That's crazy. We used to be all the way up here, and now we're all the way down here. It's crazy how the market has just really deflated since the beginning of January. But anyway, I love to see a token and where it stood before in the past. I think when you see a coin have a high of something, it obviously has a better chance of getting back there. And to briefly describe again what Snovio is, because I think we did cover it a couple of times here on the channel, they're a decentralized lead gen platform. And they have, one thing that I liked is a working platform. They have this little Chrome extension plugin that has been working for a long time. A ton of new users growing on their platform with over a ton of leads. And basically, the premise of the project is you are able to basically crowdsource. You're able to collect and utilize and leverage your data on these different platforms, whether it be on LinkedIn, potentially Yahoo or Facebook or Google, the accounts, you're able to have accounts on these different platforms and then take your data and your what do I call it? Basically your data, your personality, your profile, and you can sell it to other people that are interested. Other people can utilize these lists of people and leverage that data. And I think unlocking siloed data across different apps and social media platforms and what else we call websites is going to be huge in cryptocurrency. And there's a couple other projects that I like that are kind of along these lines where you're unlocking siloed data, because I think blockchain technology is a great, what is it called? Is a great platform to basically unlock siloed data and share it. And Snovio, I think, is an example of that. I know I've talked about Data Wallet, which I've loved before. Kind of a similar but different idea. They're using it to help leads and crowdsource leads, essentially, from different people involved in the project. Data Wallet, meanwhile, is unlocking data siloed in different things like, say, Spotify, and you want to learn about your Spotify profile, or your, you want to take that data and imagine, watching or signing up for Spotify for the first time and not having, any selection of music to listen to because it doesn't know who you are yet. But when you can unlock that siloed data across different engines and worlds, it's going to do really cool things in the future. I like Snovio because they have their own app that's working, our own plugin, and a real world use case, I think, and makes sense to me as far as blockchain goes. So I did want to hit on that because I think the charts are very good. In fact, if I pulled it up on the charts, let's take a look at it. And by the way, let's see if you guys have any questions. George Bervankus must have a YouTube page. I'm not sure who. Oh, Sam basically pushing his coins. Hey, you can buy any coins you want. Of course, these are my I'm invested into a lot of different things, and I'm going to share what I invest in. I mean, this is an opinionated channel, right? It's not I state that. Of course, you could take all of my information with a grain of salt and do your own research. I'm just telling you what I do. Of course, I'm going to sit here and talk about my coin. Why can't this load? Let's see if Snovio is on here. KuCoin. Wow, did they add the KuCoin APIs to Coinigy? That's great. I don't think I've seen that yet on Coinigy. That's awesome. However, this chart is not telling me much, and I can't chart anything here because this is terrible. This is terrible. There's not enough data there. But I was going to say, if I were to look at this, it's probably in that region there where it's a good buy, where it's, if I were to draw a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom right there to the top right there, I bet you we recovered about 618 of the market, 61.8% of the market, which is very typical. Just wait for that next bull run. Will Bitcoin hit 20K? I do think so. Absolutely. It's just a matter of time. We approached it before. When we start the movement upwards, and if I bring up the BTC chart again, you'll see that I think let's look at it on we can look at it on a Bitfinex. Bitfinex has plenty of volume. You can see that we've been trapped inside of this, or butting up against this line for a long time now. And we're going to break it soon. It's just a matter of time. It's kind of, running out of leeway. We're kind of, we've been bouncing around. It's a great time to enter the market with new money, because when we get out of here and we get on to the other side of that line, maybe it's next month, maybe it's this, maybe it's tomorrow, but we're getting there. And when we do, Bitcoin will definitely see all-time highs. We're going to have some tough spots, resistance, and you can see where the resistance is going to be. It's pretty clear. If you draw a Fibonacci retracement, you can see we're having tough time right here against this green line, and it makes sense because you can use the history to break it down and tell you what might happen in the future. So when we break out of there and we go on to here, we're going to hit some more resistance. It's going to be like a little bit of a bumpy ride. Like a little plane ride. It's not going to be smooth. We'll run into this, and maybe we run through it. Maybe we plow through it. Maybe we don't. By the way, we've added, for anyone that's new in the Moon Lounge, or even you guys here on air, we basically have added and we have to get them on board. But you guys know that we do one-on-one appointments. If you have it over to our website, we have a couple of things. We have one-on-one appointments, and we just added someone to our team that's amazing at technical analysis, if not better than me. His name is, I'll leave his name disclosed, or won't disclose his name rather, for confidentiality purposes, but pretty soon you're going to be able to schedule an appointment with him. He is great. There's been a ton of great feedback and comments in the Moon Lounge. We're going to gather some of those testimonials for you and just show you and give you the opportunity, if you want, to schedule appointments with him, because even those of you in the Moon Lounge that know the new TA channel we just started, you guys have been excited about the wealth of knowledge he's brought in. And if you want to and are interested in scheduling any appointments with him, you're going to be able to do so shortly. So did want to cover that. We'll let you know when that happens. Of course, we have the CryptoSomniac Advantage, and man, it has gotten amazingly better and better as time has went on. We have been adding a ton of team members, adding different things, adding ICO researchers, adding adding technical analysis leads, looking into hiring more, and it has just turned into something awesome. So try it out, 14 days free. And of course, if you're new to cryptocurrency, you got the video course there on the bottom, which is just for anyone of all types. We have a great section there dedicated to charting, all types of information that is applicable to everyone. And Sean, who is one of our team members that does a lot of our ICO research, is here on the channel with us. Sean, that's him. He has actually released our ICO spreadsheet, which he's worked really hard on. So we have done a couple of things with it, and you can see it here. It's announced in our announcement channel. It is officially out, so you can go over to the link, the description of this channel, and you can basically get access to either Telegram group. The ICO announcement group is where we've muted or disallowed anyone to post other than the admins, myself, Sean, Snay included. And now you can officially get a glimpse of the ICO spreadsheet. So why don't we open it up real fast and give you a glimpse. If you want your own copy, you can get it, and we can talk about it in the ICO discussion channel. So join both if you get the opportunity to, because again, one is going to be for discussion, one is for kind of just postings, announcements, so you don't miss anything. And what we do is, I don't want to state it too loud, but we actually take some of these and we get allocations sometimes for some of these great projects. And if you're a part of the Moon Lounge, then you know all about it, and you know that we help you out and try to get you into some of these projects that may not be available for the public. But stay tuned for any opportunities we might have by joining the Telegram group. Why don't we give you a quick summary of what this sheet is, what it looks like, and how we got to it. So here is a list of our top 10 exchanges, our top 10 coins for the most part. And they are constantly changing. This list is fluid. So as we find new projects and do research, we actually will add to it. So here is the list of top 10 ICOs either going on right now. Some of them may have ended recently, as it's difficult to keep the list constantly updated, but we're going to add to it every day. And then as these ICOs get outdated, we'll move things to the bottom. So this list, I think, will be available for everyone in view-only fashion, and we're going to continue to work on it. And then maybe every few days as we add things to it, we'll actually re-upload it or re-announce it and say, hey guys, check this out. We've added some new tokens to it. And this is the general list. And then if you come over to the main tab, you'll find out all the research and all the goodies about each project. The ones that we have actually had allocations for that we've gotten involved in, ones that we've, all the statistics. So we've kind of taken them by basically the way we've gotten them is we take into consideration our competition. We subscribe to all of our competitors. We are part of the Palm Beach Confidential Group. We are part of like 5 different what's it called? 5 different groups that give information, and we try to actually aggregate all of that information for you and give it to you in one location. And that's why we started the CryptoSomniac Advantage, to help share that. And the ICO sheet is just another extension to that. So the way we kind of made this, and Sean helped make it, is we took a long look of what everyone else has actually been contributing to, or what they actually think of the ICOs. Sorry, stumbling on my words here. So we take a look at what everyone else thinks about all these ICOs, and we start to nail down the list and come to a kind of filtered list. And then our team, Sean especially, we take a look at that and kind of decide where we think these things could go or where we think we'd like to rate them. So we rank them on a couple of different things, categories, you know, the hype factor that's being built around them, the team, the token economics, and then even the intangibles. And then together we kind of assign an overall rating for them. And basically we come up with this overall rating, which you can see back on the quick screen here, and have an aggregated list. And the Neon Exchange is perhaps hands down the best ICO out there right now. It's kind of no surprise, but take a look at it, and hopefully you can, you know, it's useful to you. Again, it's in the Telegram group. You can find out all you want about it, and hopefully you enjoy it. So that's going to be enough for that. And if there's any more questions, we will answer them, because I'm starving. I got to eat, and we have someone coming over. Our partner that we partnered with recently is coming over to talk, and we got a lot of stuff planned, and we got a lot of conferences and a lot of things going on. Writing our own white paper, our own ICO, headed to Puerto Rico next month for a conference, headed up to Sacramento probably to work on this project for a little bit, going to Consensus in May, maybe Dubai in April. We got our meetup here Friday. Anyone looking to hang out with the Crypto Somniacs, you get a chance to meet our new hire, talk to us, and people saying that I'm like a BitConnect shill. Hey man, we never try to shill projects that are like BitConnect. That's something we stay very far away from, because that's not something we want to grow our group to do or be, is shill projects. And I'll be honest, I'm just trying to help you guys out. I don't have enough weight to move these markets. You know, you guys, I have a YouTube channel here of some subscribers, but I'm not anywhere. I'm not going to be able to move the markets. If I tell you guys all to go buy, you know, BitConnect, you know, are you going to follow me and jump off a bridge, and is it going to make my thing go up in value? No, it's not. You know, I don't have that much sway. So I try to be, you know, just honest and tell you what I'm buying. So definitely not a BitConnect. I'm not going to tell you guys to buy anything. I'm always happy to share with you. In fact, I know I'm very busy, but if anyone ever has any questions in the Moon Lounge, you know, you can always email us, message us directly, and we always try to answer your questions. You know, we always try to answer. And Snay is going to be doing a video here in 10 minutes for all of you on the Moon Lounge, a private video call. And yeah, Kendrick, I love Kendrick Lamar. I hit my keyboard button, accidentally played it. But yeah, we you know, I have 27,000 subs on YouTube. Like I'm a little fish. You know, I've been into cryptocurrency for a while, but I'm your average guy. You know, I'm wearing this shirt from Thailand. I don't, you know, nothing special. I don't take I don't even know what I'm saying. You know, I'm just another, you know, average dude looking to have fun in the crypto markets and share what I know. So I'll try to keep it real, and that's about all I got to say. Thoughts on AI coins? Do you mean like artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is cool. I think it has some ways to go, but I love like robotics and AI and all those types of things. So the fact Sam is talking you here tells you that he's an honest person. Thanks, brother. J Duke. In fact, hold on. There's a couple of questions. Ooh, we forgot to give away some free cryptocurrency today. So we give away free cryptocurrency every day. And by the way, like I said, join the Moon Lounge. We have an expert in TA. We're actually looking to bring on another one. So the more people we get in the group, the more we're going to be able to help and hire new people. I invest everything back into the business. In fact, if you want to know a little bit more about me and myself, I am the last person to get paid a part of my team. Everyone gets paid on my team. Well, not everyone, but most of the people on my team get paid more than me. Most of my team. They all get paid more than me. So if you help join the advantage, you know, you can try it again, 14 days free, see if it's right for you. But we reinvest all that to bring other people on board to help do research, generate content, provide stuff for you. And we are the last people to eat. You know, I literally, I don't buy anything for myself. I haven't bought anything for myself in literally months. I have barely taken a break. In fact, I really could use a break, and that's kind of why we're hiring someone full-time to help out. We brought our first full-time real employee who starts later this week, which we're super stoked about, but I'm the last person to get paid. So, and Snay is too. So, take it for what you will, and let's give away some free cryptocurrency using the random number generator. So 1 is for Facebook, 2 is for Twitter, and 3 is for YouTube. Do us all a favor, share the content if you like it, and we will, and yes, our employees do get benefits. Yes, they do. And someone asked on Twitter, which is an odd question, but sure, we do. We give them benefits. In fact, just to give you a little bit more insight while I'm at it, why not tell you a little bit about how I structure my business? So we actually made it almost mandatory in the group for our new employee to actually go to the gym. And this was an odd request for me, and not something I can really mandate, but I can at least take away the stipend that we'll be providing our new employee, because I'd rather have someone work 7 hours a day and go to the gym for an hour than work for 8 hours a day and not go to the gym, because that does a ton of stuff for your mindset, your health, your wellness, your productivity at work, everything. So, we take things very seriously and try to treat it all like a business and a company. So, we are, we're bringing Carlos from BitConnect now on full time to really show the CryptoSomniac advantage. Now, but just to give you a little bit of insight of how I think, I like to create a kind of a top-down mindset company. It all starts with mindset, principles, characters. In fact, if you guys want, maybe tomorrow or the day after, I'll share with you our top core principles in the company that I've listed out, because I've actually thinking like a business. I've had a lot of chances in life to start up entrepreneurships, and I've actually failed at a lot of things, which was great because I've learned. I actually had a YouTube channel before this. I'm sharing a lot. If you want to learn a little bit about me, go to Sam's One Life. In fact, I deleted all my personal blog posts, which I regret, because you would have found them very interesting to see a little bit about how I think. But this is my old website. I used to be a health and wellness coach. You can take a look at it, and if you want, you could read a little bit more about my story, and you can learn about everything about me and where I come from and why I value health, wellness, mindset, and why I want employees, again, that work 7 hours and go to the gym, then work 8 hours and not go to the gym, because it all starts right here with your mind and treating yourself well, good, taking care of your body. And you only live once. This is why I started this old company. It's called Sam's One Life. You only get one life and one opportunity at all of this. So make it fun, make it healthy, make it well. But let's give away some free cryptocurrency. So 1 for Facebook, 2 for Twitter, 3 for YouTube, and let's generate it. And number 1 for Facebook. So you guys know how we do it. We go to Facebook. Anyone who shared this video on Facebook will basically get an opportunity to, or will get some free cryptocurrency. And I got to find it. So share this video if you liked it and thought it was helpful. I did talk about Neblio, so please go back to the beginning of the video to watch it. And let's take a look at Kryptonics. So by the way, if you didn't catch Snay's video on Kryptonics yesterday, Kryptonics is not a good investment. Please don't get into it. 12 hours of work, don't leave your desk. All IT companies like mine. That is honestly a lot of my life. I should probably work a little less, but whatever. It's for something better, but I don't expect the same of my employees. You got to give people some breathing room. So 11 shares. So let's count it up. I know not all of them are visible. We got uno, dos, tres. I got to practice my Spanish. I'm going to Puerto Rico. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Ugh, it's so laggy. Cinco. 5 people were able to show up. So we'll pick a number from 1 to 5. And lucky number, dun, 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 number 3. And let's go back. Uno, dos, tres. Nicholas Monson, congratulations. You just won yourself some free crypto. We will be in touch. We'll get you some free crypto. So thanks, man. Perfect. Knew it about you, Sam. Well balanced, dude. Keep it up. Great guy. So yeah, if you want to learn about me, someone says, please share your business philosophy and life story. We'll do that. Next time I'll get on here, I'll share with you the 9 principles that I wrote down that I'll be sharing with our new hire, because I've thought a lot about business, and now I'm all about, like, how do I turn it up a notch and create a company, something that's bigger than just a startup. How do you make it a company? So what's good? Okay. Well, I'm getting off because we have a call right now in the Moon Lounge. If you guys are a part of it, look forward to checking us out on